is I got my vaccine in on the 14th. So I'll tell you how I feel, and then it will get into how it works. So on the day I got it, right when I got it, so as I was getting it, it hurt a lot. For some people it might not, but for me, it hurt, and a fair bit after it really hurt. So about an hour it was starting to really hurt, but around half an hour it actually felt quite good. But at the hour mark it actually hurt. And then the next day I could sprint, but I could not run slowly. When I was running slowly it hurt, but when I was sprinting it was fine. So don't expect that you'll be able to easily run slowly. So if you're someone who jogs normally, you might have to cut out on that. If you're someone who sprints, then that's good. And yeah, so that's how I felt. On the third day from when I got my vaccine, which just happened the second day from when I got the vaccine, which is today, on the 16th, so I finally felt better, so it didn't hurt at all. Or just like it got more of the later bit of the 15th, which so on the later bit of the 15th it's good, and on the 16th, so the second day, the later of the second day, first day you got it, so Friday and then Saturday. So Saturday I'm counting as the first day. Saturday it hurt in the morning when I was running slowly, but as it got later, it started to get much better. And then when I was sprinting, for the whole of the first and second day, it didn't hurt at all. Also, that's how I felt. Now we'll get into how the vaccine actually works. The vaccine works by it has RNA of viruses. As you'll hear me talking about what RNA it really is in another video, which is the virus video. I'll explain that a bit better out of there. But just for a quick recap, RNA is a single strand of DNA. DNA is what makes us. So if you have dark hair, you've got the DNA that makes you have dark hair. If you have light hair, you have the DNA that makes light hair. Yeah, pretty much. So So that's what DNA is. RNA is the same thing, except it's only a single strand. So DNA, as you probably heard of, unless you're 5 years younger than 5 years, is then you're most likely not going to know about DNA. But DNA is like some of you might have seen in some movies where they show you like each trolley thing, like trolley things that look kind of like ladders. is, well, that's DNA. And then RNA is pretty much that chopped in half. So they've pretty much gone and chopped it. Or you could say RNA is the base of DNA and then they put both RNA, both of two RNA to make DNA. So that's what RNA is. And now all the RNA will get injected into you. Some viruses will have RNA and DNA, so they'll put RNA into you. It'll infect some cells. Some. If you don't know what cells are, go and look at my virus video. It'll show you everything in there, or you can go and look at that first and then come back to this video. So, what it is, they'll infect the cells, or hopefully you know what infect means. So, it infects the cells, and instead of making more viruses, go and look at my virus video if you know if you want to know why that happens, and whatnot why that happens, but more about that particular bit. So when it creates instead of creating viruses, it creates spike proteins. You'll have to listen to this video for more about spike proteins. But so spike proteins are pretty much on a virus. There'll be spikes. That's a virus infects cells, and also is what lets it's antibodies. I will probably talk about that in my virus video. That's what we are. So the antibodies will actually grab onto the virus kind of, and then they'll stick them together and the virus will die. Or get destroyed. So yeah. And now also instead of making viruses that will actually infect your cells, it'll make spike proteins, which won't actually attack the cells because it doesn't have RNA in it. So the immune system will go and think, oh, that's a virus. So it'll go and attack it, and eventually it'll make the antibodies. And it will remember those antibodies when just in case you do get COVID, which you probably will at some point. That's how vaccines work. And that's how they protect you. They might hurt for some people, but it's definitely worth it. I've got one more thing to talk about. What you can really get. At the moment, kids can only get Pfizer. Grown-ups will have choices. They can have any vaccine. Because there were 3 vaccines. I'll tell you 2 of them: Pfizer and AstraZeneca. Both of those they can get, and there's one more. But if you're getting a vaccine, you'll find it out there probably. So for kids, you have to get Pfizer. You have to. And I'm not saying it's that good that you should get it. It's because you can only get that one at the moment. But but grown-ups can go for any 3, which includes Pfizer. And that's all for today. So See you in the next video. See ya.